welcome to another episode of Unglamorous Truths, the comedy podcast about making it come hell or high water. I'm Crystal.
I'm Amebit.
I'm Chandra.
And welcome to the show. How y'all doing today?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. It's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's very hot.
So hot.
Okay. I peeked my head out and I said, oh.
Yes.
For me.
Yes. I tried to go on Instagram Live this morning, and because I was outside, my phone died in the middle of the live because of temperature, heat. Yeah, my phone just shut off. That was rude.
It is sweltering.
Yes. We're in rough times. It's hot. People are stinky. People are just, both mega.
Ocean's hot.
Yes, the animals are uprising. So what is one exciting or positive thing that you're excited about this week? Anything that's exciting this week?
My cherry tomatoes have ripened, and I'll be sun drying some of those this week. And, put them in a little olive oil. Maybe I'll slide some to you all in there. The variety is chocolate sprinkles because we like everything chocolatey in my household, and they're kind of brown, so they're very cute.
Okay. And for those of you who are not watching us on YouTube, which you should be doing, let's shout out to Chandra's locks.
Okay.
Chandra's locks are in there.
Yeah, and because Jesus Christ had dreads, so
Okay. Shake them.
exactly.
There we go. I'm really excited about this bench that I just bought.
Yes.
I bought it today, and so now it's kind of like, when you book a trip or something, you just get counting down the days to go on vacation. I'm like counting down the days until this shit gets delivered.
Is it metal? Is the metal one?
It is stainless steel.
Nice.
It's crazy because it was my first choice, but then someone convinced me to get a bookshelf instead, like a really big bookshelf. And what I got was a little tiny bookshelf that she saw at my house today.
It was,
Got it.
It was really small.
It was gross. I was like, well,
child size.
I am taking this down today,
Got it.
and I am looking forward to my bookshelf. Oh, my bench.
I love new things in the house. Yes. Well, I'm excited because it has been officially 1 year for my business. How to pitch. I launched a year ago. How to Pitch TV. Holler at me. And it's been cool. It's been like birthing a baby.
Yeah.
Highs and lows, but definitely really grateful for it, especially now that we're in the strike, because it's, I can legally coach people. So thank God.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a great time to go out there and get your coach on.
Yeah.
You're sitting at home anyway. Learn something.
Sharpen
Dive
those
into-
tools.
Okay, dive into development. On that note, we are going to introduce a new segment today called Ratchamation. And yeah, I said Ratchamation. That means ratchet affirmation, because everybody needs a little, jazzing up. It's hard out here. So today's Ratchamation, what we're going to do is I'm going to quote the great Juvenile, okay? We'll say it together and enjoy it at home. Yeah, try it on. Why not? Lean in. I want you to really feel me, okay? You a paper chaser. You got your block on fire.
You a paper chaser. You got your block on fire.
Remaining a G until the moment you expire.
Remaining a G until the moment you expire.
You know what it is to make nothing out of something.
You know what it is to make nothing out of something.
And you handle your biz. And don't be crying and suffering.
Wait, hold on. Say it again.
I'll say it again. You handle your biz and don't be crying and suffering.
Huh?
I know. It's the Southern
You
dialect.
handle your biz and don't be crying or suffering.
Wow.
The East Coast of Memphis brain just exploded.
Yeah, I was like, where are the subtitles? I need them.
Okay, so
Crying.
first of all, Juvenile, the GOAT, I just watched you on Tiny Desk. I'm playing you all week. But I do have a question about, the crying in, I understand. But the making nothing out of something, I am confused about that. Because I believe as Black people, we make something out of nothing. But maybe that's what they say in NOLA. Maybe you make nothing out of something. I don't know. But yet again, we're here.
Well, it is what it is.
It is
Right.
what it is. Okay? And you handle your biz. So now let's continue. Okay. So on today's episode, we striking. Let's talk about the strike. And this is where I'm going to bring out my phone because I want to make sure I'm feeding you correct statistics. So an overview of the strike. The WGA strike officially went into talks on May 2nd and officially went into strike on June 1st. And then SAG officially joined them and are now in the trenches as of July 13th. And in terms of numbers, let's talk about it. There are roughly 160,000 members of SAG and 11,500 writers in the union that are currently striking now. So that's about 172 for WGA, 172 total. And recently, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, was quoted as saying that writers and actors are not being realistic. He actually said, it's very disturbing to me. Let's be clear. Bob Iger grosses $42.9 million annually when you account for his bonuses. Disney grosses $82.7 billion a year. And writers are asking for 0.091% of that, which is it counts about $75 million for all of its guild members. So my question to y'all is, how do you feel about this? Are we being unrealistic?
Bob, the math ain't mathing, baby. It's just it's just not mathing.
Yeah. I think really what's realistic is the fact that the business has changed so much, and yet we're still being held to contracts from years ago. These contracts don't fit the new business. So that's unrealistic to me. You know, you can't come up with a floppy disk, okay, when motherfuckers got laptops. I mean, it's not working.
And it's disturbing to me and my homegirls that you can make upwards of $200K, if not more, in a year. And then the next year you could make $38,000. And it's like, well, that's just normal, the life of a writer.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what?
Right.
What are we talking about here?
And that's the issue.
It's so unstable.
Yeah.
And inconsistent. And then now you add on like real life responsibilities, family, children, home.
Yeah. And I think that's like a huge misconception out there right now for people who are not in our business, that all writers and actors are making buku bucks. Like, you're talking about a 1 percentile. Most of these people are working class, you know, some even, you know, below middling poverty line. Like, so we're not all, you know, eating like that. Most people are really going gig check to check, you know? Yeah.
And that's essentially a lot of the negotiations right now, especially for the writers. We'll talk about actors in a moment. But like the writers, part of the provisions of what they're asking for is there be a minimum, preserving the writer's room, right? So a minimum of 6 writers, staff writers. That's green light. So if a project is not yet greenlit, which for those of you who don't know, that just means like the development stage of like
those mini rooms.
Yeah, the mini rooms. Like, but asking for a minimum, so it's not, you know, AI comes in and it's just 1 or 2 people. But it's like, let's preserve the dignity and the sustainability of the writer's room. Another thing people are asking for, you know, we've noticed this shift. Like, it used to be that it was way more normal and common for broadcast to greenlight 20 to 22 episodes per season. They've cut all of those down now. Now it's starting at 8 to 10. Like, almost no one is getting that 22 out the gate anymore. And that used to be standard. But they're now just essentially throwing these little investments everywhere, but like not caring about the sustainability of the project.
Right. I mean, because it's about a bottom line, you know, and it's just going to get worse and worse because you have all these tech people who are in show business, right? And so a lot of the emphasis is being put on the business part and not enough on the show part. At the core of entertainment is humanity. Right? It's connection, it's representation, it's laughs, it's cries, it's human. So you have these people whose concern is not in the human realm, and that's why we're here. We're not speaking the same language. So of course you're going to keep shrinking things down more and more. Okay, can we do it in 5 episodes and get the same numbers? Like, it's all about the data. Can we do it with less people? Okay, you know what? We don't need background actors anymore. We're going to just have AI. We're going to scan you one time. You'll get your 1 check, and then we'll just, you know, duplicate you.
How does that make sense?
Which is another thing that people are complaining about, which is major, because background work sustains people when they're entering this career. And you don't get a lot of money to be no extra.
Like,
but it can sustain you. And now they're trying to get rid of that and own the rights to your image.
Yeah. In perpetuity. Anyone says in perpetuity.
That is such a nefarious word to me.
Right.
Darkness. Forever.
Darkness.
In perpetuity. We have had a contract.
Every contract. They be trying to put that in there when they're trying to do some shady shit.
Yep.
Sneak them 2 words in. You a slave.
Right.
Can't imagine showing up to set for one day, somehow nefariously getting a body scan or something that I'm not even paying attention to, and then they tell me after, okay, well, you won't ever be needed again.
Right. And now you're going to see your face on the Harry Potter reboot wearing a Slytherin scarf.
Yeah. Right. And everybody is going to be losing work, right? Because, okay, so now we don't need extras. So we definitely don't need extras casting. We definitely don't need an extras PA. We definitely don't need an additional hair and makeup person because we're not having these extras. Like, overall, catering, we're gonna knock a whole lot about that budget.
And you barely feed them to begin with. Pizza.
You know, but so it's just gonna we're gonna lose just more and more jobs.
Yeah, it's wild. And, you know, that is something that the actors SAG is very strong on in joining the fight, is definitely owning their own likeness, owning their, like, ability to make money, like residual style, off of, like, okay, look, we can even strike up a deal. If you want to reuse this is the pay format for that. Like, there's a pay structure here. You know?
Maintaining the integrity of the profession. Like, there are professional background actors.
Yes.
Like, not everyone is, like, trying to climb up to become Brad Pitt. It's like, this is sustainable.
And you can see the difference in a professional background. They know what the fuck they doing. Then when you see somebody.
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing? Come on now.
One of my favorite scenes in Love Actually, when the sex stand-ins, they're very particular niche background, but
Sex.
you know, when actors don't want to show their body parts, and they'll hire like the stand-ins.
Yes, okay.
And they're very professional. You're not having sex, but your tits and your ass matter, and they're needed. So another quote that has been floating through the internet is some exec, anonymous, we'll leave it at that, said, the end game is to allow things to drag on until union members start losing their apartments and losing their houses.
They've been doing that, though. People are already losing their houses.
Gag,
like,
right? Like,
what are we talking about? That's the point, bro.
People been leaving LA in droves. Why do you think? People been moving to Texas.
Like, you thought you was being some big bad, but like, babe, it's been here. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, this profession requires you to go broke for it. You get a little money and go broke again. Yes. So it's like,
we're used to being broke.
Right.
Most actors and writers know what it's like to struggle. That's the creative way. Like, that's why this is one of the most difficult professions to get into, because it's so uncertain.
Yes.
Right.
There isn't this ladder. So why would you say something that inhumane? Yeah. It's really disheartening. Like, wow, this is how you consider your fellow man.
Or don't. Yeah. It's literally like, to me, I'm actually grateful. Thank you, because expose yourself.
Yeah.
Because now the war is on. Because if you think that we as artists aren't used to knowing how to buckle down in rough times, you got another thing coming.
Right.
Okay? Because people can do that. But what y'all can't do is make good fucking art. Okay?
Have y'all
seen with your robots.
Have y'all seen that, what's that show called? General Hospital has hired temporary writers because soap operas can continue production. So, and I saw a headline that was like, General Hospital has hired temporary writers. And everyone in the comments is like, you mean scabs? Let's rewrite this headline. Yeah. You mean scabs.
Yeah, because y'all are scabbing. And scabbing, for those who don't know, are people that are union or non-union that are taking work during this time when everyone is supposed to be on strike.
Crossing the picket line.
Yeah.
They will never get hired.
Yeah.
After this.
Nope. Because they can't join the union.
Yeah. But a comment that I saw, they were like, they're probably not going to use their real names in the credits. So it's just for money.
Adjust it, yeah.
Just to make a couple bucks right now. And then they'll be able to join the union because there'll be no trace. I don't know if they'll trace it back to your social security number.
Which they might. I feel like WJA is going to be very clever about figuring out. Unless y'all are paying under the table.
I mean, but it's like also, it's like your little 12 cent. I mean, whatever. I don't know them people. But you got to think long term. You really do. And it's not just about you. It's about a whole community of people. Like, it extends far beyond, your doorstep.
Yeah.
And what we're fighting for, it is not ridiculous. It is
humane.
Beyond, humane.
Being human.
And if you're in a position where you are putting one fight above another, like, my job is more important than your job, why do you think you need more money? It's like, well, then maybe you need to go unionize with your job, and y'all need to go get yourself some more money.
Absolutely. And on that note, Shout out to everybody who's joining the labor movement, because UPS is now striking. All right. I think the editors are on strike, I believe. And way more unions are
flight attendants.
Flight attendants.
I seen when we were leaving after getting oysters. Remember we saw those those restaurant workers out striking.
It's a revolution.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it's so much bigger. Look, no one likes to be on strike. It's a terrible time. Everybody wants to go to work. Everybody. You know, you want to get paid, but you also want to do what you love. You don't want to just be sitting at home and, trying to find extra shit to do to make money. Like, you want to work.
Yeah.
But I think what's exciting about it is that I feel like, the reckoning is coming. The chickens are coming home to roost. The whole country is like, it's not fair that 1% of people have all the wealth in the country.
Yes.
It's not fair. There shouldn't be so many poor people in this rich-ass country, and we're fucking tired of it. And so it's good. Everybody should strike,
Yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah, let's just do it all at one time. Just leave it, because what's unrealistic is you, Bob Iger. That being said, if you are in the struggle with us right now, we are striking, you're striking, like, power to you. There are resources available for you. There's the Entertainment Community Fund. There's MPTF. There are grants and emergency funds. Stay afloat. Do what you need to do to keep a job. If you got to go work in a job that you thought you was over, it's okay. It's no shame in it. Just do what you have to do, because we in this for the long haul.
Yeah, and there is a lot of free food at the picket lines.
Yes.
So, if you need to eat, go out there, hit every truck, hit every station.
Yes,
do what
and
you need to do.
SAG-AFTRA Foundation is opening up their relief fund so that actors can apply. You can get upwards, I believe, of like $1,500 for one person, and like $6,000 for a family.
Yeah.
And I think Dwayne Johnson donated a significant amount of money to this fund. Yeah. And also on the writing side, I think the organization is called Humanitas. I'm really butchering it, but they're giving out grocery store gift cards, like $100.
Yeah,
which is really good.
Yeah, so get to Googling, look, find those grants, find those resources, and stay strong. And with that, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us on today's mini episode. We are Unglamorous Truths. You can find us at Unglamorous Truths wherever you stream your podcast. You can find me at _Chris.
And I'm Amebe. You can find me at Amebe Bayene.
And I'm Chandra. You can find me at Chani.
Have a beautiful day.
Stay cool.